Let us start learning tab and tab activity, and I will explain how it will solve our problem. That is, if we have 4 activities like A, B, C, D, and if you want to navigate between them randomly, okay, so without adding them to the activity stack multiple times. So let us see how tab and tab activity will help us to solve this problem. Okay, so let us start. Before implementing the code, I will show how the tab will look like, and what are the basic steps that we have to follow to design the tab. Okay, so I will show the demo. So here you have the tab application, if not tab layout actually. So now if you click on this, below, look at here, it is the same page, but here the content will change. Below this tab widget, this is called as tab widget with 3 tabs here. So below that you have some space. Okay, you can notice there, if I click on page 1, here it is changing the content, and if I click on page 2, it is changing the content. If I click on page 3, it is changing the content. Okay, so this is called as tab activity or tab layout. Okay, so let us see how to implement that, and also I will show how it will solve our problem. Okay, so before starting coding, I will explain what is tab, and okay, wait, okay, I will show how the tab will look like, and what all you need to design the tab. Okay, so basically if you consider, okay, I'll take this. If I consider this as your phone screen, okay, so then if you are implementing a tab activity or tab layout in your page, then this complete screen is nothing but your tab host. Okay, it contains some components like tab widget. Okay, that is, here you can say this is tab host, sorry, tab widget. In that you can find some tabs, that is nothing but different tabs. Okay, I'll select. Okay, so suppose if you have 3 activities, something like this. Okay, where I'll select this one. Okay, so this is your tab 1, okay, and this is your tab 2, this one is your tab 3. Okay, below that you will have one layout, so that is called as frame layout. This one is till now we haven't discussed about frame layout. I will explain what is frame layout. Okay, so this is the frame layout. Okay, so basically you can say this complete thing is called as tab host, and this top portion of your tab host where you can find the different tabs is called as tab widget. Okay, and each tab inside your tab widget is called as tab spec. Okay, the complete thing is your tab host. Well, before starting, let us see what is frame layout first. So if you consider a photo frame, so if you consider this is the photo frame, So what you can do with this photo frame, okay, something like this, okay, let it be. Okay, if you consider this is the frame, if not photo frame. Now what you can do with this, you can put some photo here. Whenever you want, you can remove this photo and you can insert some other photo here. So that's what the purpose of your photo frame. Okay, now in the same way, in your frame layout, you can change the content which is present inside this layout whenever you want. Okay, suppose now I want to display the content which is related to this tab 1, then you can put the content here, means one complete XML file. In the same way, if you want to change it to your tab 2, it is possible. You can remove the previous one and you can add a new content here. Okay, same with the case of tab 3. Okay, so now if you want to create a tab layout, or if you want to create a tab activity, okay, so if you want to design the tab layout, okay, the basic things what you have to learn is, first you have to understand, if not first you have to create tab host. This is the tab host. It is nothing but your complete screen or complete layout. After that you have to add the tab widget, then you have the tab spec, it is nothing but different tabs, and you have the frame layout to display the content. Okay, by knowing these things we can start developing tab activity or tab layout. So let us start coding. So I'll create one new application. Remember, here you need 3 different pages. This tab 1, tab 2 and tab 3 are 3 different pages which you are displaying it in one page. Okay, that is your main page. So let us start. I'll create one new application. Okay, select Android application. Okay, give the name. I'll give the name as tab example. Now click on next button. Next, select the blank activity. You can change the name here if you wish. I'll keep as it is. Click on finish. Okay, so here is your tab example. I will delete this allow world. Okay, here you have the relative layout. Now we have to add tab to this particular page. So where is tab? Go to composite folder. Here you can find one component called as tab host. Okay, so select that. Okay, select tab host and drop it to your screen. You can drop it on your layout in the outline. Okay, so here is your tab host. You can see that if I select the tab host, it is showing that blue line. Okay, this complete thing is tab host. Now it contains one linear layout, and inside that you can find the tab widget. So this is your tab widget. Okay, so below that you have the tab content. It is nothing but the frame layout where you can display the tab content. Okay, so here you need not to change any ID. Okay, because Android provides a default ID for this. You can check it out. Look at here, it is showing Android ID tab host. Okay, this is the default ID for your tab host. You need not to change it. So now go to your, okay, so go to Java code. So here is your main activity. Now inside this we have to create the tab host and tab specs. So before doing that, as I told, in your tab activity or in your tab layout you have 3 tabs. Okay, so you have to design one activity for one tab. Okay, so let us start creating the pages first. So we have to create 3 pages here, or 3 activities. So each activity is related to a particular tab. So let us start creating the activities first. So how to create an activity? So first you have to create the XML file, select layout, right click, go to new option, select Android XML file. So here you have to give the name. I'll give the name as page 1. Okay, I'll select the linear layout, click on finish. Here I will add one text view and I will display the text as this is page 1. Edit text and show the text as this is page 1. Okay, so now in the same way you can create other pages. So before that, let us create the Java file. Go to your package, right click, go to new option, select class. Okay, here I'll give the name as page 1, finish it. So your class has to extend activity. Okay, and it should contain on create method. Okay, then use set content view and give the path to your XML file, or dot layout dot page 1. Okay, so end the statement. Now create a second page. First create the XML file. Okay, so I'll give the name as page 2. You can select any layout here. Okay, and I will add the text view to this. I'll change the text, edit text. Okay, I will make it as this is page 2. Okay, so now go to the Java folder, if not your package, create one more class. Okay, so I will give the name as page 2 here, click on finish. So it has to extend the activity. It has to extend the activity and it should contain on create method. Okay, and we have to add set content view. Give the path to your XML file, or dot layout dot, that is page 2. Okay, now create one more page. I will create first XML file. So create the XML file here. I will give the name as page 3. Select the layout. Okay, I will add one text view. Change the text. Make it as this is page 3. Okay, so now go to the package, create one new class. I will name it as page 3. Click on finish. It has to extend the activity. okay, and it should contain on create method. Now add the set content view method. Okay, give the path to your XML file or.layout page 3. So save the changes. So we have created 3 pages here other than your main page, page 1, page 2, page 3, and now we have to add those pages to Android manifest file. So open Android manifest file, select application tab. Okay, here you have to add the activities. Okay, so click on add button, select activity. Okay, it is asking for the name, browse. Well, it displays the different activities present in your application. It is searching. Okay, so select the page 1 first, click on OK, save the changes. Okay, now add one more page. So sometimes it shows the window like this. So at that time you have to select the option create a new element. So select activity, click on OK. So browse for that activity, it is page 2. Click on OK, save the changes. Remember, whenever you are adding an activity, immediately you have to save it. If not, if you are changing any other activity name, that will be assigned to the previous activity. So whenever you are adding a page, immediately you have to save the changes. Now add one more activity here. Select activity. So browse it. Here is your page 3. Okay, save the changes. Well, we have added all 3 pages to Android manifest file. So now go to your main page. So we don't need this on create options menu. Okay, so this is our main page. So in this we have to display the tab layout. Okay, so if you want to display a tab layout, you can't use the activity here. Instead of that, you have to use the tab activity. Remember, in all other pages we are using activity, but you are displaying the tab inside the main activity. So here you have to change this activity to tab activity. Okay, so this line shows that it is deprecated in latest versions, so not an issue. So now we have to design the tab here. So to design tab layout, what we need first? We need the tab host. So let us create the tab host first. So take tab host. I'll give the name as tab host only. Okay, is equal to get tab host. Okay, end the statement. Now this is your tab host. So after creating the tab host, next you have to create the tab spec. This is your tab host. In that you have to create the tab spec. Okay, so together these tab specs you have to add it to the tab widget, but we have already added this tab widget into the XML file. So you have to create the tab spec here. So next let us create the tab spec. Tab spec I will give it as tab 1 first, which is equal to take your tab host. For this host we are creating the tab specs. So take your tab host dot new tab spec, use new tab spec, and it is asking for the tag. I'll give tag as tab 1. Okay, so now after creating the tab spec, you have to show the indicator. Indicator means what purpose it will do. It may if not what you want to display on the tab. Okay, so for that tab 1 dot set indicator. Okay, you have different options. You can set a sequence of characters as an indicator. If not, you can use one view, or you can show characters also one icon. So as of now, let us go with the characters. So here I will display page 1. Okay, it means what you want to display on the tab, that's it. Okay, now after that, when you click on this tab, what has to happen? Okay, here we have to display one page. So whenever you click on this tab 1, for example, if you see this tab activity, if I click on this page 1, it is displaying one page here. Below this tab widget, it is displaying one page. In the same way, if I click on this tab 2, page 2, it is displaying another page, another activity here. Okay, so that's what we have to do. So if you want to display an activity, if not, if you want to navigate to an activity, what we have to do? We have to create the intent. So for that, create one intent. Okay, I will give intent I1 is equal to new intent. So here you have to give the source and destination address. What is the source? It is your main activity dot this. Then your destination is, that is your page 1. Okay, you want to navigate to page 1. Remember, this is main activity where we are navigating to page 1. Okay, dot class you have to add. Now this is the intent. Previously, if you want to navigate between activities, we used to create the intent and we used to call the method start activity. But here you need not to do that. You need not to start the activity. Instead of that, this intent, we will set it as a content for your tab spec. Okay, it means whenever you click on this tab spec, it will display this content. Okay, so now use your tab 1 dot set content. Okay, what is the content? That is your intent. What is that? It is I1. Okay, so we have created the tab host, then we are creating the tab spec. So use tab host dot new tab spec, and you have to set the indicator, means what you want to display on the tab. Then you have to create the intent. So that intent, you're setting it as a content for your tab. Okay, this is how you have to create the tab spec. So in the same way, we have other two tabs. So I will create 2 more tab specs. Okay, and one more I will create. So this is your tab spec 1. So here it is 2. So the indicator, I will make it as tab 2. And let us display as a page 2. Here also you have to change, and intent I will take I2, and you have to navigate to page 2, and here you have to set the I2. Okay, in the same way you have to change here also tab 3, and tab 3 here you have to set it to tab 3. Here we will display it as page 3, and use I3 as the intent, and you have to navigate to page 3, and the intent should be I3. Okay, save the changes. Now see, we have created tab spec, that is tab 1, tab 2 and tab 3. Now we have to add these 3 tabs to our tab host. So how to add that? So I will take your tab host. Okay, here it is, tab host dot add tab. Okay, first I will add tab 1. You can end the statement, then you can copy the same statement. Okay, after that I will add tab 2, then I will add tab 3. Okay, I will repeat the steps how to design the tab layout or tab activity in your Android application. Look at here. First, your class has to extend the tab activity instead of activity. Then you should create the tab host using get tab host. After that, you have to create different tab specs. So how to create the tab spec? Tab spec tab 1 is equal to your tab host dot new tab spec. Provide the tag, then you have to set the indicator. It means what you want to display it on the tab. After that, whenever user clicks on this tab, which activity you want to set it, if not which activity you want to display. So that is your intent. So we have created the intent, and that intent you have to set it as a content for your tab. Okay, so repeat it for other tabs also. So you can create as many tabs you want, but as of now let us go with only 3. So now let us see whether it is working or not. Okay, so select your application, right click, run as, run configurations, select your tab example. Okay, select the target. It has to prompt to pick the device. Run the application. Okay, you can check the status. Okay, it is showing here. Select your device, check for the status. Okay, so your tab has been unfortunately stopped. So let us see what is the error. Okay, it is saying it is caused due to illegal argument exception. You must specify a way to create the tab. So where is the exception? So it is okay. So here it is showing the error. It means there is some problem with your, yes, look at here, we have done the mistake, because here we are setting to the tab 1 we are setting the content, but we haven't changed here. So this is the problem. If you copy the things, so you have to change it here, it has 3, because here you have to set content to the tab 2 and here you have to set content to tab 3. Okay, so save the changes, select the application, run it. Okay, so here is your first page. This is first page. Now click on page 2. Can you see that? This is page 2. Click on page 3. It is displaying page 3. It means in a single page you are displaying 3 different activities. Okay, now how it will solve our problem? Let us see what all the different methods called whenever I am navigating between different activities. Okay, so for that you have to add your activity life cycle methods to all the activities. So let us start doing that. So where is our activity life cycle? Here it is. So I will use this methods. Just I will copy those methods. Okay, copy it. So go to your main page first. So here is your main page. In this I will add all the methods. Okay, here I have to create the tag, that is your string variable. String tag is equal to, okay, I will take this main activity. Okay, now inside your onCreate method you have to add the log dot I shows tag, then second parameter is your onCreate. Okay, so now check in other methods. This is your onStart method, it contains the log. So in the same way all other methods contains logs. Okay, so save the changes. Now go to your page 1. Okay, where is our application? Here it is. So go to page 1. Here also we have to add the methods. Okay, I have to copy it first. Okay, copy from this page. Paste it. Okay, I'll paste it in all other pages also. So after that we can modify. Okay, where is our page 3? So here also I'll paste. Okay, so now go to your okay, I'll start the changes from your page 3. So here we have to create the tag. It is nothing but a string variable is equal to, copy your activity name. Okay, and then in the onCreate method you have to add the log dot I, and the message is use the onCreate. Okay, save the changes. Now go to page 2. Here also you have to do the same thing. You have to create one tag, that is a string variable. String tag is equal to, okay, copy this. Okay, well, end the statement. Now add log message into your onCreate method. Okay, log dot I. Okay, here we have to display the message as onCreate. Okay, end the statement. So now you can check it out. In the main activity we have added all the methods. Okay, so we have added the logcat also, and also in your okay, here it is showing some error in page 1. So here we have to change. So use string. Okay, I will create the string as equal to copy it. Okay, after that you have to add onCreate in your onCreate method. Sorry, you have to add the log in your onCreate method. Log dot I. So the message will be onCreate. Okay, end the statement. Now you can check it out. In all the pages we have added all the methods. So now let us start running the application. Okay, so before that I'll clear the log. So select your application, run it. Okay, so our application has been launched. So check the logcat. So whenever the application is launched, what has happened here? Okay, in main activity on create is called, in page 1 on create, in page 1 on start, then in main activity on start, page 1 on resume. Okay, and in the main activity on resume is called. Now after that, it means both your main activity and page 1 both are launched. Now suppose if I click on second page, okay, if I click on second page, so check it out here. On pause is called in your page 1, then on create is called in your page 2, on start in page 2, on resume in page 2. Okay, now click on page 3. Check it out. On pause means your page 2 is paused, page 3 is created, and page 3 is started, and page 3 is in resume mode. Okay, so now if you click on page 1 once again, check it out. When you click on page 1, page 3 is paused and only on resume is called in your page 1. No on create, no start. Only on resume is called in your page 1. Check with other pages also. If I click on page 2 once again, pause the previous page, resume the current page. Click on page 3. Okay, so here also page 2 is paused and page 3 is resumed. Okay, can you notice this? What is happening exactly? Initially it will add all the activities to your activity stack. I'll show here. Okay, so this is the page I will consider. Okay, I'll take this. If I say this is our screen, okay, and if we have 3 activities, okay, something like activity A, activity B, C, and we have the main activity. Okay, so this is the base for all other activities. So what will happen first? Whenever you launch the application, first it will display the main activity. Okay, you can see this is our tab. Okay, so first it will display the main activity. If you consider this as the activity stack, so first it will add your main activity to the activity stack. On that it will display your activity A. It will add the activity A to the activity stack. So if you consider this is A and this is your B and C page. Okay, initially it will add the main page. On that it will add your activity A, so that it will display the content which is present inside the activity A. Now if you click on the activity B, here activity B will be added to the activity stack. Then if you click on tab C, then activity C will be added to your activity stack. Now once again, if you want to click on A, means you are navigating from C to A, not from C to B. Instead of that, you are navigating from C to A. Then also it won't add once again activity A. Instead of that, it will look inside the activity stack. If there is activity A inside the activity stack, then it will resume that. It won't create the activity or it won't start the activity. Instead of that, it will resume that activity. It means it will display A here. So if you want to navigate from A to B or B to C or C to A or B to A, any option, if you want to navigate between any activity, okay, it will just check in the activity stack if with this group any activity, if you want to navigate within this group, then it will check for the activity. If it is already present, then it will resume that activity instead of creating it once again. Okay, so this is how the tab activity or tab will work in your Android application. Okay, so this will reduce or this will remove our problem. This will solve our problem. Okay, so now you can check it out once again. If you click on page 1, it is displaying the page 1, page 2 and page 3. Okay, as I told, you can see here your tab activity is deprecated, means in the later versions it is in the latest version it is not you can't use the tab you can use it, but still it is not preferable to use tab activity because it is deprecated. Okay, but the thing is, the alternative for your tab activity is, in the latest versions you can find one concept called as fragments. Okay, so when I explain the fragments, I will show the importance, or I will explain the importance of fragments, how it will help us to remove this tab activity, or how it will help us to solve these type of problems. Okay, so thanks for watching. We will meet in next session.